Hey, I'm going to show you a digital layout from start to finish. I thought that would be kind of different. I'm hoping that you can see my screen. This is Craft Artist Professional. You can get a compact version, which is not going to have all the features that you're going to see me use, but it will have enough that you can make a decent layout. You can get that for free to try it out at daisytrail.com. And I will write the information down below in the description. Anyway, this is your 12 by 12 size, and in this this particular software, it gives you options for all different kinds of pages, greeting cards, regular size paper, scrapbook pages, stationery, cards, envelopes, gift bags, party bags, tags, gift boxes, and more, and masks and all kinds of things, or you can custom it. But right now I have the blank 12 by 12 normal size, and I'm hoping that y'all are going to be able to see all this. Went in too far. Okay. For this software, it's easy. Let me turn the camera a little bit. You can see this box right here. These are drop-down menus. It's photos. If you can't use Photoshop, and you want to do digital layouts, this is one of the most easiest I have found to do. But each one of these, on these side boxes, you have a photo box, an embellishment box, backgrounds, frames, materials, letters, and layouts, because Daisy Trail does have quick pages. You can also upload any of the freebie digital kits, either by in Craft Artist Compact, either by just using them as if they're photos, or using the tool DigiKit Creator. Now I'm going to show you some of the digital kits that I already have in here, and when you get the Compact, I believe it has a couple free kits already in there. And they're all laid out in a simple menu, and that's each kit. And I have lots that I've installed in here, including some of my own. And then you can go and just browse embellishments or backgrounds or frames, and it's simple and easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a kit. We will pick one of mine. I'll just use Apple Blossoms Pass, and Apple Blossoms Pass, and I think this is a freebie on my blog, or it was a collaboration freebie for Hummy's World. I'm not sure exactly. Remember what I did, but as you can see now, when I go to the side tabs, that kit is there. The backgrounds, frames, embellishments, whatever is in that kit is now over here on the side. Then we need to add a photo, so you just go to the photos and you go down at the bottom and just add a photo. So let me see if I can find something. Somewhere, just to do a quick layout. I'll pick a couple of my daughter, my oldest daughter. And one of the two of them together. Now you can go by sketch, you know, the page maps or whatever, you could do the same thing with here. So I'm going to pick a sketch that I have from my Cafe Mom group that's going on in the bingo game right now that we're hosting on in the group. And I'm going to pick one of those, and I'm going to try to do that layout somewhere. Might be better if I ever had this. Will work. Alright, this is the layout that I'm going to try to recreate, if you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So first, obviously you're going to choose your background, and I can make this a little bit smaller. And I don't even know if I like the backgrounds that I picked out. We'll do a green background, and then they have two other pieces of paper in here, and in our case it'll be a background. So let's choose another solid, and you can resize that by just clicking on the squares at the corners and dragging it down. And if you want to make it look more realistic, add a little bit of shadow. And then on top of that, they had another piece, and let's make that smaller to fit here, just by dragging it in. And I'm going to copy this and paste it. And then you can still use layers in this, or you can go over here to the bottom of my screen on this side. Let me draw you back out a little bit. On this side, and you can send that to the back, because I'm going to want that back here to represent this part of this layout down here. So I have the basics going on so far. And I don't know if I like this piece right there, so I'm going to take that out. I'm going to use this instead. Make it a little smaller, drag it down here, and send it to the back. And basically with the traditional, you would be cutting all these pieces and measuring them. I need to crop this a little bit, and the tool's right there for you to crop photos. And I'm making this simple. You can make digital layouts, as you can see, as graphic as you want them, as much detail as you want them. There's all kinds of layering effects and blending modes and shadowing effects that you can use, but I'm trying to basically do a basic layout. So we also have, looks like some kind of ribbon going on right there. So let's pull out this border, and we're going to flip it, which is the tools are right up at the top to do that. And shorten that a little bit. Copy it. Paste. Move it over. And this is where you're going to want to do your shadowing, so that you can see the definition of both of those pieces. And with digital layout, shadowing is very important, or otherwise it's going to look flat. And then I want to join these two pieces together, so I'm going to group them, and that way they're joined together. And on these two pieces are behind, so I'm going to flip it. Nope. I'm going to forward this piece up one. So now I got that piece behind. I'm going to copy this because it's repeated down here. And I'm going to drop that to the back so you can see the repeat down here. And there's that part of it. So then they have their photos in here. And my photos that I'm going to use are not 4x6. They're 6x4. They're 4x6. So I'm going to just adjust, use them anyways, the way I want. I do want to crop my other daughter's hand out of here and probably make this a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to pull this other picture in and I'm going to offset it over here. Pull this one to the front so it's overlapping on top of that one. Again, I'm going to go in here with my shadow. And then we have journaling right here, but with this kit I'm going to just use this piece for the journaling, which is part of the embellishment. And I'm going to make it a little smaller. I'll move this over a little bit. And I'm going to let that be for my journaling box. And I can add a shadow on that so it looks like it's, you know, actually on the a piece and it's not just a flat look. They also have the title and they have it in a flowery shape, which with this software I can take the embellishment like that, or I can take a flower like this, and what I can do is I can take a piece of the material, which is the background paper, then I can go back to them embellishments, click that up, hit shift, hit the paper behind it, go up here to tools and tell it to intersect so I can get that shape. And then what I want to do is I want to add another piece of material behind it. And I want to cut a circle out about the size of that thing. So you got your scissors up here, which this software is like doing traditional because you have some of the same basic things. So now I've cut out a circle. And all I'm doing is dropping that back behind this piece so I can have this shape and manipulate it a little bit. And then I'll join them together so when I move them around on the page you'll see that I have that shape and it stays. So that can be my title box. I need to bring it forward. And then I'll make it a little bit smaller. And then I can copy it and I can make them the different colors by just going in here and picking it up a color. So I can have more than, I can have another piece tucked in behind this piece. I know I'm not a good teacher on this right here. I'm going to put in a little bit of shadow, so that'll bring that out. And a little bit of shadow on here, so that'll bring that out. Then I'm going to go back into my embellishments and I'm going to bring the same piece out again so I can use it as a frame over top of the what I made the paper out of, and that's where my title will go. And I'm going to put a little bit of shadow so it'll pop off, and I hope y'all can see that. Let me move that over. Alright, so the title for this layout is supposed to be I Was Thinking, Mom. And we're going to add some more embellishments and things. And when you're looking at a page map, you don't exactly copy it exactly, but you use it as an inspiration. So that's basically what I do anyway. Some people may copy them exactly, and me, I don't. I use it as inspiration. So far this is what we have. And this software will auto save, so God forbid sometimes if you do crash, your software does crash on you, you can hopefully go back to as close as to where you were as, you know. I'm going to take this off because I don't like that, and I'm going to tuck this underneath there. And it needs to go back one more time. No, not forward, back. I think that gives it more definition. And then copy it, paste it. Then I'm gonna, you can also, if you touch there's a little bar up at the top of your embellishments. When you click on it, that lets you flip them and turn them and manipulate them like that. And I'm going to drop that one back behind that. Actually, I don't like that. And that's the other cool thing about digital. You just take it off if you don't like it. Let's add a little bow up here. And a shadow. And you can use letters, or in my case I'm just going to use text. I was thinking, Mom. Drop that in. And any font that you can find free online, or any font you already have in your computer, you can change this to by going up here just like you would in Word and clicking on a different font. And I can change the color, and I'm going to take some of those dots out. I don't like them. So I'm going to change the color, and I'm going to copy it because I'll show you another little trick that you can do to make it look like it was shadowing. So I'm going to put this color into the burgundy color, and this one, the brown, I'm going to leave it the same. And you come over here and you can make sure your line that goes around it, you got inside, you have one, you have your solid, your whole background color, and then up here where you see the colors, where I'm looking over here, you have where you change the line color. So you're going to want your line color on your second, and there is better tutorials that's going to show you how to do what I'm getting ready to do on YouTube from Sarah and Daisy Trail. So I want both of these color boxes to be the same color, and then I'm going to make the line fatter. Then I'll take this one color and stick it on top of that color, bring it to the front, and then that makes it look like I've layered my letters, just like you would in a traditional title. If you made your own letters with the Cricut or any of those cutting machines. And then I'm going to put a shadow in that. So I'm going to finish this layout up, and I can add a frame around if I wanted one of the pictures to stand out, which I think that would look cute. I can add a frame around it by just centering it. Take this. I don't know if I want to keep it. I don't know. I might put it down there. And that's the thing with the digital, is you can play around with it and change things up, which you can do with traditional too. You just move, a lot of people just move everything around until they decide where they want to put it, and then they go back and they glue it down. And that's the same thing with this. You just play around with it until you decide where you want it. Now I want this photo down here to be a little bit of a matte off of it. So I'm going to just take a piece of material and resize it till it's about the size I want. Then I'm going to drop it back behind that bottom photo so it mats it, just like you would in a traditional layout. Then I'll add a little bit of shadowing on the mat so that pops off. And there you got it. So this photo down here is matted. This one up here is framed. And I got my journaling, which I don't particularly like there. And I may change that around. I don't know if I even like this background here. But I've got there so far. Let's I think that'll be too busy. So I may end up doing this whole layout again without even using this particular kit, because I'm not thinking it goes too good with these photos. So in the end, when I get to the end of this, you may see that I have changed everything up when I come back and photograph the complete layout when I finish with it. I may change every single thing, and what you're seeing me manipulate and work with now may be entirely different by the time I come back with it. But that's what I do when I make some of my digital layouts. I just sit here and play with it until I'm satisfied. Sometimes I'll go by a sketch, sometimes not. Sometimes I'll use more than one kit because it doesn't have everything that I want. So I'll go and find something else from another kit that matches and still come out with something cute that you thought all was in the same kit. So whenever you look at my pages, they're not always from the same kit. Like, I can come in here now and add some of these extra flowers in a couple places, and I can make them smaller, or I can move them, group those together and put them down here. Take this off and put one smaller one up here. And then let's maybe I don't know. I don't like this either. Anyway, that's part of a digital layout. Let's find some butterflies. Butterflies make everything better. I'm not feeling this layout that much. I probably, like I said, I'm going to end up with something totally different. Totally not this kit, because it's just not doing it for me. It really isn't. But guess what you can do? You can select all of it by going to edit, select all, and then you can delete it and start all over. You can go into page setup. Not page setup. Add items from DigiKits and clear all your categories out. Make sure it's a kit that you've already saved. And we're going to start this all over again because I don't like it. And we're going to use a narrative, and I believe that is from, let's see, that is a kit from Scrap Girls, and it's called a narrative.
Mostly gold scrap.
And we're going to start all over.
I shouldn't have said that.
And instead of me showing you from step to step to step, these are the different backgrounds in that kit, and I think it's going to work for me better than the kit I was trying to use. Instead of me showing you all of that from C, because this is going to work a whole lot better for that layout that I had. Yeah, I'm happier with this. Now I should have done that in the first place. Makes a whole lot better set. I like this. Alrighty. We're going to start all over. I've said that, right? How about some pink for that piece? And this has already got the layering effect to it, so I'm not going to have to do, I'm not going to do the rickrack ribbon border thing that they got here on it. I'm just going to add a shadow because the paper is already layered for me. Don't that make life easier? And I'm going to add